The Three Khans of Bollywood. There was a time when their movies used to earn between 500 to 800 crores. In 2016, Aamir Khan's Dangal even made more money than Bahubali 2, almost 2000 crores, and it became India's highest grossing film. But just a year later, between 2017 and 19, many things happened that led to the downfall of these big three, to such an extent that the entire Bollywood started to collapse. Shah Rukh Khan had to go on a 4-year break. On the other side, from 2018 till now, all Aamir Khan movies have been flopping back to back for 7 straight years. Salman Khan's last 7 movies also flopped one after another. Even Tiger 3, which was the part of an already successful universe, earned less money than its previous part. The downfall of these Khans hit Bollywood so badly in 2022 that more than 110 mainstream movies were released, and out of them, only 4 became hits. The rest, all flops or complete disasters. In this video, we will see how these Khans debuted in the 90s and quickly became the 3 pillars of the Bollywood. And for 30 years, they ruled the entire industry without any stop. But something happened after 2017 that they started giving flop after flop. Welcome to the episode 1 of The Rise and Fall. In 1988, Salman Khan, who was a screenwriter and had good Bollywood connections, got his son a supporting role in a movie called Biwi Ho To Aisi. That son was none other than Salman Khan, and the lead role in the film was played by Rekha. The very next year, Salman got lead role in the movie Maine Pyar Kiya, and that's how Salman Khan entered Bollywood.
हमसे बात नहीं करोगे?
नहीं, अभी मूड नहीं है.
Aamir Khan, on the other hand, gave his first debut as a child in 1973 in his uncle Nasir Hussain's film Yadon Ki Barat in the year 1973. This was 15 years before Salman Khan entered the industry. This movie was his first appearance as a child. But as a lead actor, Aamir debuted in 1984 with the film Holi, which was still 4 years before Salman Khan. Both of these Khans got a lot of privilege because of their father's connections, so they didn't have to struggle much to enter the industry. But Shah Rukh Khan had no connections in Bollywood. He was a complete outsider. Back then, no one thought that an outsider would come and become India's biggest superstar. Because he was an outsider, he didn't get any films in the beginning of his career. Instead, he had to debut in a TV serial called Fauji. After that role, he started getting more TV serial roles like Circus in 1989 and Idiot in 1992. And then 3 years later, in 92, SRK got his first film, Deewana, acting alongside Rishi Kapoor. So this is how all these 3 actors debuted around the same time in 90s. The same year he debuted, SRK's luck shined bright. In 1992, he got the chance to work in 4 movies, all as the lead. That's when people started recognizing Shah Rukh Khan. Meanwhile, Aamir Khan established himself in industry with movies like Dil in 1990 and Rangila in 95 and also Raja Hindustani in 1996. Salman Khan, on the other hand, became popular with movies like Hum Saath Saath Hain and BV No. 1. People now started seeing that 3 Khans have entered the industry. And then came the moment everyone was waiting for. When the Salman Khan and SRK collaboration happened in Karan Arjun, it rocked in the theatres. The film was made on a budget of only 6 crores and collected over 43 crores, and its famous dialogue became immortal in the film industry. Also, we saw Aamir Khan and Salman Khan together in Andaz Apna Apna. Maybe you haven't seen this movie, but you must have heard about it. Although it wasn't as big as Karan Arjun, but still, it was a blockbuster hit.
अंतर्यामी है, बहुत बड़े स्वामी हैं. बल्कि मैं तो ये कहता हूँ कि आप पुरुष ही नहीं. महापुरुष हैं, महापुरुष, महापुरुष.
The year 1995 was a great year for all of them, but the one who ruled the most was Shah Rukh Khan with his unforgettable romantic drama Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. This movie made 102 crores on a budget of just 4 crores. The collection is more than 500 crores in today's terms when we adjust the inflation. DDLJ became the highest grossing film of the year. Shah Rukh Khan completely redefined Bollywood romance after that film. And also around this time, SRK also got the title King Khan.
I'm Rahul. नाम तो सुना होगा.
The way these Khans entered the industry and became the superstar of a new era is truly commendable. At the same time, the other stars were also rising in the Bollywood, like Akshay Kumar, Ajay Devgan, Sunil Shetty and Govinda. But the real rulers of Bollywood were still these three Khans. Govinda, who was a rising superstar at that time, slowly stopped getting work because of his aggressive nature. Akshay Kumar's audience on the other side wanted to see him as the cool Khiladi Bhaiya or Raju type. In Rowdy Rathore, Akshay Kumar was seen as a mass action hero and people liked that role too. Even though Shah Rukh Khan's highest grossing film before 2023's Pathan was Chennai Express, released 10 years back in 2013, and his other movies collections were close to Akshay Kumar. SRK did not have any kind of 1,000 crore movie back then. But still, the cultural impact that Shah Rukh Khan made in India as well as in the overseas, and that too since the 90s, was next level. That is why Akshay could not beat SRK in stardom. And today the highest grossing movie of Akshay Kumar is now Good News, which collected rupees 318 crores, and this does not even come close to the 1,000 crore collection of movies by the Khans. Another competition to the Khans was Sunil Shetty, who was a rising superstar since 90s. Even in the early 2000s, his role in Hera Pheri was loved by the audience, but he stopped making movies and made his career in the business instead, which again clears the road for the competition. Ajay Devgan, who could have been competition for these three Khans, is mostly known for his comedy movies like Golmaal Franchisee and Total Dhaman, and only few action movies like Singh. Because of this, neither Shah Rukh Khan, Salman or Aamir had any real kind of competition. All these actors kept their success from the 90s going strong in the 2000s too.
आमिर खान, सलमान खान, शाहरुख खान, कभी तीनों एक फिल्म में देखे जा सकते हैं कभी। तो कैसी फिल्म
आप अफोर्ड कर सको तो ऑफर कर दो बेटा, चड्डी बनियान बिक जाएगी, तीनों को साइन कर देगा।
The 2000s era was about to start, and at this time, these three stars chose different paths in their career. One started making content-oriented movies, meanwhile other took too much advantage of his stardom. Shah Rukh Khan took a massive risk in his career by signing the film Devdas, directed by Sanjay Leela Bhansali, the same director who later made Padmavat and Bajirao Mastani. Devdas was a remake of the 1955 film of the same name. The audience were not ready to see Shah Rukh Khan in a role that was originally played by Dilip Kumar. Mostly they thought that no one would accept Shah Rukh. But when the film released, shockingly it received a lot of love from the audience.
कौन कमबख्त है जो बर्दाश्त करने के लिए पीता है?
कौन कमबख्त बर्दाश्त करने को पीता है?
After that, he did another remake, Dawn, where he played the lead character originally portrayed by Amitabh Bachchan in 1978.
डॉन का इंतजार तो 11 मुल्कों की पुलिस कर रही है, लेकिन सोनिया
डॉन को पकड़ना मुश्किल नहीं, नामुमकिन है।
Aamir Khan, on the other hand, was working on the film Lagan. Released in 2001, this movie did not just make the waves in India, but it also earned very much global recognition. Lagan became one of the few to get nominated for the Oscars. Although it did not win the award for Best Foreign Language Film, Lagan became the third Indian film after Mother India in 1957 and Salaam Bombay in 1988 to receive an Oscar nomination. Since the release of Lagan, 24 years have been passed, and no other Indian films has managed to get even nominated in the Best Foreign Language category again. After Lagan's massive success, Aamir Khan shifted his entire focus to content-driven cinema, and that is when we got to witness masterpieces like Tare Zameen Par, Three Idiots, PK, Secret Superstar and Dangal. These movies brought the time for Aamir Khan when he was being called Mr. Perfectionist. Aamir started gaining audience trust that there is nothing called a bad Aamir Khan movie. During this time, Salman Khan was busy with romantic dramas like Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya and Hum Tumhare Hain Sanam. But in the middle of all this, he delivered a film that is still considered his best acting performance till date, and that film was Tere Naam. Released in 2003, Tere Naam created a massive craze that people started doing this hairstyle and tried to copy his character in every way possible. However, after Tere Naam, audience rarely got to see Salman delivering that level of emotional performance again. It started feeling like he wasn't playing a character anymore. He was just being himself in every film. But Salman turned this limited acting range into a weapon. He established himself as Sallu Bhai, a person larger than any kind of role. And instead of questioning his acting skills, the audience began to just enjoy his films and his presence on the screen. This strategic move made Salman Khan the biggest superstar of the 2010s, even surpassing Shah Rukh Khan and Aamir during that period. His films like Dabangg, Ek Tha Tiger, Sultan and Bajrangi Bhaijaan earned hundreds of crores and kept breaking the record one after another.
मेरे बारे में इतना मत सोचो, मैं दिल में आता हूँ, समझ में नहीं.
During 2010s, Aamir and Salman mostly gave blockbusters, but only Shah Rukh Khan had some flops like Ravan. But despite the hits and flops, just like the 90s and 2000s, the 2010s era were also ruled by these three Khans. However, this triopoly wasn't going to last long. The biggest downfall of their career was still waiting around the corner. In 2015, South Indian cinema dropped its biggest project, Bahubali: The Beginning. The film was released in 4 languages: Telugu, Hindi, Tamil and Malayalam. At that time, it was a huge deal for South Indian films to get released in Hindi dubbing. Just 7 days later, Salman Khan's Bajrangi Bhaijaan was set to release. Naturally, everyone expected the audience to watch Salman's film. But when the box office numbers came out, it shocked everyone. Bahubali collected over 600 crores and a majority of that income come from the Hindi-speaking audience. For the first time, North Indian audience saw something on screen that felt truly grand and epic. Viewers did not recognize the actors by their real names, but by the character they played. Every actor felt completely immersed with their role. In contrast, superstars like Salman Khan always felt like Salman Khan. The grand scale of Bahubali, its groundbreaking visual effects, powerful storytelling, iconic characters and unforgettable music. All of this made audience demand more from Bollywood too. Serious questions were raised about the Three Khans of Bollywood. Why Bollywood never delivered anything even close to Bahubali, a film that was just made by a regional film industry. After 2 years of waiting, Bahubali: The Conclusion finally hit the theaters in 2017. The audience loved this film so much that the time when no Indian movie had even crossed 500 crores domestically, Bahubali 2 shattered all the records and collected staggering 1400 crores from India alone. This jump from 500 crore to 1400 crore made a massive record. It revealed the true potential of the Indian box office to filmmakers across the country. It was the Bahubali franchise that truly introduced the Hindi-speaking audience to South Indian cinema. And suddenly the Three Khans, who had ruled Bollywood unchallenged for nearly 30 years, finally found their real competitor, Telugu cinema, also known as Tollywood. After that, audience became to grow tired of the same old formula films that the Khans were offering. One by one, their movies had begun to flop and the decline had begun. Responding to the audience demand, Aamir Khan attempted to create a grand-scale film. It was The Thugs of Hindustan. People believed that finally Bollywood was ready to deliver world-class cinema, and with Aamir Khan, the expectations were naturally high. But when Thugs of Hindustan was released, it received such poor reviews that today its IMDb rating stands at just 4.1 out of 10 and only 19% Rotten Tomatoes score. Instead of reviving Bollywood, Thugs of Hindustan set a new benchmark for how bad a high-budget film could be. And for the first time in nearly a decade, Aamir Khan film flopped. On the other hand, Salman and Shah Rukh did not even try to create something like on the scale of Bahubali. And after seeing how badly Thugs of Hindustan flopped, perhaps no one wanted to risk his money for another big budget movie like this. Thugs of Hindustan was like the last hope from the audience for Bollywood. And after that, a chain of incidents were happened that led to the downfall of not just the Three Khans, but the entire Bollywood industry. In the year 2020, the COVID-19 lockdown shut all the cinema halls, film productions came to a halt, and in this pause, audience came to OTT platforms, watching the pre-made content by the world cinema. People watched so many South Indian films and Hollywood blockbusters. Slowly but surely, the audience started drifting away from Bollywood and moving towards the industry that offered fresh and gripping content. As a result, the moment lockdown closed and the movie theaters opened again, South Indian films just rocked at the box office. In 2022, movies like KGF Chapter 2 and RRR did not just entertain, they dominated in every single corner of the country.
RRR.
At the same time, Indian OTT platforms were booming. Shows like Mirzapur, Panchayat, Scam 1992 and Asur raised the bar. Audience now had access to raw, powerful storytelling and characters right from their phones. They watched so many web series in the lockdown era. Many even stopped watching films altogether and shifted entirely to web series. Meanwhile, Bollywood was releasing films like Radhe and Lakshmi, most of which were remakes honestly. But audience had grown frustrated watching these remakes of South movies because during the lockdown they had already watched the original South Indian version on OTT platforms, and unsurprisingly all the Bollywood remakes suddenly flopped at the box office. The worst part, these films couldn't even recover the fees of the Bollywood stars. Aamir Khan's movies started failing, Salman Khan films began to flop, and Shah Rukh Khan, after the failure of Zero, took 4-year break. At the same time, South Indian actors who were barely known in the North were delivering blockbuster hits. It wasn't just their star power, but the strength of their films that drew audiences. In 2020, the news of Sushant Singh Rajput's suicide went viral. This sparked numerous conspiracy theories suggesting that it might not have been a suicide, but a planned murder by Bollywood's film mafia. News channels milked these dark conspiracy theories so heavily that the public hatred towards industry began to grow. As a result, after lockdown ended, audience started cancelling Bollywood movies. #Boycott Bollywood was trending on Twitter. As a result, in the year 2022, over 100 Bollywood movies were released, but only 4 managed to become hits. The rest were flops or disasters. The audience also started boycotting Bollywood because the industry continued working with several Pakistani actors, even when the attacks like Uri and Pulwama were carried out by Pakistan. At the same time, on one hand, Bollywood was making patriotic films, while on the other hand, it was casting Pakistani actors in its movies. Noticing the hypocrisy of Bollywood, audiences revived this Boycott Bollywood campaign again. Bollywood has made so bad films over the past few decades that watching them totally feels embarrassing. Even in the list of lowest rated movies, our superstar Salman Khan holds the opening spot for India. The 2021 film Radhe, starring Salman Khan, is the worst rated movie on IMDb from India. At the second worst, it's again a Salman Khan film, Race 3. If you keep making such movies, downfall was inevitable. And at the third place, it is India's highest budget movie, Adipurush. But you know, Bollywood was not always like this. There was a time when we used to watch movies like Mother India. There was a time when Indian cinema had become the second largest film industry in the world after Hollywood. Our films used to get nomination at the Oscars. We had filmmakers like Satyajit Ray, whose movies still inspire big Hollywood studios even today. So what exactly happened in our movie industry over the past few decades that the Indian cinema, who was once competing at world level, today is nowhere on the list? I have explained all of it in this video right here.